we were discussing last week, AndyCrowner.com, buying, selling, and the housing market in general and interest rates and all of that, how it's sort of an interactive market. You know, these different factors all weigh in on a hot market, a cool market, buyers, sellers, all of that stuff. If we expand that out some to a regional/national look, how does that interact with all of that?
Yeah, the national housing sales really mirror what we're seeing locally, and they're having a lot of the same great benefits and some of the same problems. So pulled a few stats for you, and existing home prices for all housing types in August are up about a little over 11, almost 11.5% compared to a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so prices on homes are up quite a bit. And the reason for that, as we'll get to here, is there's a lot of buyers because of the low interest rate, and there's not many homes for sale. So that's driving up that price. A lot of the homes that come on are selling fast, and they are selling with multiple offers. So those prices are rising because of that.
In every region?
Yep, every single region of the U.S., they rose. Sales are up 10.5% from a year ago, so that's not the dollar value, that's the amount of houses selling. So not only is the price going up, but the number of people buying homes is way up right now.
So does that mean they're clearing out quicker? They're on the market, I guess, for less time, or however you say that? You
got it. So properties are staying on the market an average of 22 days right now, which is down from like 31 days a year ago. And so 9 days sooner, it's really close to 33% sooner than homes were selling last year. Again, that's mainly due to the low interest rate. Homes are selling pretty fast. A lot of buyers out there. So when a new home goes on the market, I've seen it time and time again here in our area. I've got 20 buyers waiting for that home to come on the market, and 3 or 4 fall in love with it right away and make an offer immediately. So homes are selling really fast.
So as you look at that inventory, then it must, because of the COVID, people weren't building new homes nearly at the pace I don't think that they were before, just because of manpower kind of issues and supply chain stuff. So now that, I guess, has tightened that up, or where are we at on the housing inventory?
Yeah, as we talked the end of last month there, here in our area in Des Moines County, our inventory was down a little over 20% versus the same time last year. And if you look at that nationally, it's down just under that, about 18.6% from a year ago. So there, just under 20% less houses available. And when you look at the speed, so you combine those two things together, how many houses are available and the speed at which they're selling, there's only about 3 months worth of unused inventory, unsold inventory at the time. So that housing market is not catching up at all, which is continuing to drive prices higher. So these things are good news for sellers. Absolutely. And there's a lot of great news for buyers, too, because that's what's driving this is the interest rate. So this is, even though prices of homes are going up and there's not as many, this is an amazing time to buy. You can buy a much bigger house for much less money right now.
Right.
But that also makes it a great time to sell because you're going to get more on average out of your house.
Beautiful. This is Andy Crowner from RE/MAX here in West Burlington. AndyCrowner.com is his website. Last week you were offering a new home buyer's guide, sort of a three guide. How do I say it right? Yeah, a free downloadable guide. You can just go to AndyCrowner.com and sign up right there, and I'll send it to you. Had quite a few people download that last week. Had a lot of comments made back to me about information on grants, state grants in there for down payment assistance that people were unaware of. So tried to put a lot of good information in there. There's a lot of local information as well with crime maps and school district maps and local lenders and local funding options. So if you want to go check that out, there's a lot of info there. 3 free guides. So the first one is 5 steps to buying your dream home in Southeast Iowa.
The next one is First-Time Home Buyer's Guide. That has the grants and the tax credits you're talking about for first-time purchasers. And quick and easy tips to sell your Southeast Iowa home fast for more, importantly, for more money. So, yeah, I can't imagine renting when interest rates are ridiculous like they are now, because you can you just can't beat a purchase right now in terms of rental prices.
Yeah, as long as you have a credit score that can get any kind of loan, so you're, over 5.5, something like that.
Right.
As long as you're in that range and have a couple $1,000s to get the deal done originally with some various closing costs and down payment fees, right now is the time to buy and get in there. And we got a lot of great properties. Even though we talk about there not being many homes for sale, there's a lot that somebody calls me today. I'm like, hey, look, I've got 8 great ones I've toured here recently. And there's still, 100 plus here in town for sale, but there's a lot of really good properties for sale right now, too, in pretty much every range.
Right. That's andycrowner.com for all that info. And then you can click, to view actual listings and all of that stuff. And it takes you to the RE/MAX page of all the different houses for sale and their prices, and great photography, and even some with aerial shots and all that stuff. I see there's in the Schramm's building, there's a nice big apartment for sale. It's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of new apartments downtown for sale right now, too. That's kind of a thing that hasn't been talked about as much as it should be, but downtown is booming in terms of apartment availability right now, so a lot of options.
Cool. Thanks so much, Andy. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, I hope, and I appreciate you calling in.
Thanks for having me. You have a great day.
andycrowner.com.